Alright, I haven't talked about modern in a while, so let's take a look. What I'm going to do is take apart a deck. All of us, at one time or another, build a deck that looks really good, looks really fun. It's got great cards, it's got great synergy, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't, it falls flat in the environment it's played against. It just doesn't get there. So what I've got, this is my general domain, modern domain decks. The idea is, I get out, say, General Ferris Rakirik, hexproof from monocolored. He only costs 3. Never cast a multicolored spell. I get a 4/4 red and white goblin creature token. It just doesn't seem to work. The only turn 1 thing I have is a lightning bolt. Everything else costs 2 and up. The deck has a potential of 42 points of damage. It has potential for 20 points of damage from the 4 tribal flames, assuming I've got all 5 land types and I draw them all. It has a potential for 12 points of damage from the 4 lightning bolts. And then another 12 points damage from the lightning helixes, 44 points damage. So the deck has a potential for 44 points of direct damage. But some of the decisions I made in building this deck just aren't getting through. It's just not, this is my worst deck in Modern. Part of it is the mana base is entirely non-basic. The mana base hurts me real bad, or it slows me down. The ideal first turn play is fetch into a triome, and I'm not playing anything the first turn. Second turn, go find a shock land that either play it from my hand, which actually, let me play it out. Let me show you how this works before I take it apart and kind of explain it a bit more. The problem is, the deck starts off and it works and it plays, but it's clunky for some reason. And what I need to fix it, I went on MTG top 8 and this deck is still being played. In fact, it won some top 8s, albeit with -3 General Ferris Rakirik and +3 Teferi Timebender, which are 20 euros a piece. The other version of the deck seems to be doing pretty good. Needs 4 Leyline of the Guild Pact, which I would want foil. I mean, I don't have to get foil. I could be cheap, but I like foils. And if I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to get foils. So that's about 20 euros. That's about 80 euros. For a deck I don't play that often. I pretty much only play Commander these days when I go to Ostruzna. Once in a while, once in a great while, I'll go see the genie, or we'll bring up modern decks and play a bit. But usually I play Commander, so my modern decks are just, it doesn't cost me anything to keep the cards, to store the cards. It just costs mental space, physical space to store them, but it doesn't cost me any money. Unless I start building another deck that needs the damn cards that are locked up in a modern deck that I'm not playing. Then it costs me money. So I will break this up, recover some of the cards, put them other places. As always, with any deck you ever do this, the cards you want to keep are also the ones worth money and the only ones you're going to get any trading value for. But those are the ones you want to keep for your other decks, which creates a certain level of tension. What to keep, what to trade, what to sell. And it's a crapshoot how you resolve it. So, opening hand. It's pretty good for this deck. 3 Tribal Flames, 1 Clothis, 2 Blood-Bright Elf. So let's see. I have blue-red. So, first turn, I would play a Wooded Foothills. Into my opponent's turn, I would fetch for any triome that does not have blue or red. That has blue. That one has blue and red. Nope. Where's the other one? I only have 3 triumphs, so I only have 3 triumphs in the deck. I haven't looked at it for a while. Okay, I apologize. I've not looked at it for a while. So Zagoth gives me... I need green, black, and white. There is a green, black, and white triumph. Is there? Yes, there is, because I run it in Carador, and I run it in Akrashidiki. But do I have one in this deck? I don't think I do. Of course, I'm not looking at all my cards either. Maybe I do have it. No, I do not. Oh, okay. So that's part of the problem is this. There's a puzzle. This deck, and it's actually fun. I enjoy the puzzle. The puzzle of, okay, what Triumph Shockland combination do I need? Can I kick out with my opening hand in order to achieve domain as quickly as possible? Now, none of my modern decks run Blood Moon, so I'm not going to have to worry about that. Against other people, who knows? Maybe I will have to worry about Blood Moon. So, let's say I'm playing against, I don't know, Soul Sisters. I'm playing against Soul Sisters. So, turn 1, they play a Soul Sister, oddly enough. So, I draw. I play Steam Vents. I'm now at 17 life. And I'm missing planes for domain. But I can take care of that fucking Soul Sister. Blow! Kill her with a Tribal Flames. Waste a Tribal Flames on a Soul Sister because I can't let her get going. I should burn my opponent's face, but if he is allowed to proceed, he's going to come back and get me. I know how that deck works. I built it pretty good and I improved it. Here we go. Now I have a domain. I have black, green, blue, red, white. I've got swamp, forest, island, plains, mountain. You got it all. So, but this is turn 3, and to do this, I've taken 5 points of damage. I've almost hit myself with 2 lightning bolts. I've lightning bolted myself and shocked myself in order to get my mana base going. So what do I pick? Well, could do Knight of Autumn and gain 4 life. Could do Clothis, get her going, but not a whole lot of cards in the graveyard. There's that Tribal Flames land, but I've got no way to get it back, so maybe I should get down Clothis. Bloodbraid Elf I can't do yet. So let's say I get down gain 2 life, deal 2 damage to each opponent. Yeah, I'll get down Clothis. So green, red, colors. Okay, so now I've got an enchantment that doesn't protect me. It's not a creature, but it looks really cool and it's foil, and I'm happy with it's foil. Let me see. I can't get the glare out. I'm sitting by the window. Okay, so I've got Clothis down, and Soul Sisters probably now has Voice of the Blessed out, or they have kicked off a Martyr of Sands, so they're at 29 life, something like that. You know, they show me 3 white cards, again 3 life per white card. Maybe they've got one of the Sarah Ascendants out. So anyway, they do their stuff. They hit me with whatever they have. I take my turn. I draw a Territorial Kavoo. That's not bad. Green, red, Territorial Kavoo. He's a 5/5. He's a 5/5 punch in the face son of a bitch. And at the beginning of my pre-combat main, Clothis will exile a card from a graveyard. I fucked that up. I did. Let me go back and pretend like I know what the hell I'm doing. So, pre-combat main. That's when it triggers. I have to exile a card from graveyard. So I'll exile my Wooded Foothills. and I get green. So green, green, red, red. Let's play Bloodbraid Elf. Let's get something down. Into Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt one of their creatures, I guess. And attack. If they have Voice of the Blessed, it's probably a 4/4 by now. If they had March of, you know, I upgraded Soul Sisters, now it's pretty effective. It's not my best deck, but it is coherent, solid, predictable. It works. This deck works, but it's not predictable. It's a little incoherent. And like I said, I know what to do to make it work, but I just don't want to spend the money for it. I don't want to abandon the idea completely either. So I'll keep some of the pieces. Some of them I'll sell off. And when more domain cards are printed, I'll try again. So Clothis triggers. I guess I'll exile Lightning Bolt. I gain 2 life. My opponent takes 2. I probably should draw a card before then. I'm still stuck on 4 lands. Okay, let's get that Territorial Kavu in play. I guess attacks Bloodbraid Elf. It would probably get blocked and die. More things for Clothis to chew through. Alright, untap. Draw. Fuck. That's all 4 of them. Okay. So at least I've got the Kavu, so I can start discarding cards. Beginning of pre-combat main. Bloodbraid Elf. Opponent takes 2, I lose 2. I hit them in the face for 5. If it's Soul Sisters, they're like, okay, 5, that's fine. So that goes in the graveyard. He will attack. I will discard a card to draw a card. Hey, it's a land. Get rid of that. To put a... Oh, what do I want? Kinda doesn't matter. I'll get a Triumph so it doesn't hurt me. Where's the Triumph? Yeah, we'll get this one. Well, which one's prettier? I like the Rogan Triumph. We'll get that. Put that into play. Now, when you're looking at it, it looks like I should be doing pretty good. I should be winning. But against my other decks, it doesn't do it. It doesn't usually work that way. It's just a turn too slow. It's not quite fast enough. It's fun. I enjoy it. I like the little game of trying to hit domain on turn 2. That's kind of fun. So draw a card. Hey, Grill's Probreaker. I probably shouldn't use these anymore. He's more of a sideboard card. But like I said, to make the deck competitive, I'd have to spend 60 euros for 3 Teferi Time Binder plus shipping, or 80 euros plus shipping for 4 foil Leyline of the Guildback, because I want foil. And I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna take this part, and we'll make this the last turn, and then I'll decide what goes where. He's not worth anything. She's not worth anything, but she's useful. I like her. I have her in some other decks. She's a great sideboard card. These are fun, but they're not worth anything. Turret Hook Kavu is not worth anything. Most of the cards in the deck just aren't worth a goddamn. That's not. So, what am I going to do now? I am going to... Beginning of pre-combat main, because I have 4 mana. Bloodbraid Elf, my opponent loses 2, I gain 2. So, whatever he's been punching me in the head with, I've mitigated some of that, and all my other decks would have been punching me in the head. So, Absent Evolution would probably by now have found Cataclysmic Gear Hulk, and I'd only have the Kavu. but I only have the coup anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Or something else. Bent 4 swords would probably have found a sword that I can't deal with, and the creature, Geist of St. Trash can just hit me for free because I can't block with him equipped with Swords of Forge or Frontier, or whatever color everything is green here. So either Sword of Feast and Famine or Sword of Forge and Frontier, and I'm done for. Bent Nightfall would have been kicking off its combo. Its infinite combo of, well, not really infinite because there's only so many lands in the deck. And I would have gotten hit with a 29/29 Knight of the Reliquary with protection from whatever the fuck color I can block with by now. Death and Taxes, well, I wouldn't have the Kavoo. I would have been exiled with something. Or whenever I go to I wouldn't have Domain because they would have killed one of my lands. There's a lot of land destruction in Death and Taxes. Mono Black, I'm thinking of taking that apart. I made it myself. It doesn't have enough tricks. It's not that great a deck. Soul Sisters, he'd be gaining a ton of life, and since I'm not attacking, I'm not putting that's the other problem. Is I've got this 5/5, right? But I'm not really putting that much pressure on the board. It's a 5/5. You can chump block it all day. It doesn't have trample. Sure, you can draw some more cards, but it's just not enough. So anyway, we were beginning our pre-comp main. Clothis ate the Bloodbraid Elf, did 2 to my opponent, gave me 2 life. I tapped out to play Bloodbraid Elf, and let's see what I get. Hey, I get a Shardless Agent. Let's see what I get. Nope. 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 Hey, I get a Tribal Flames. So those will go on the bottom in some random order. So I Tribal Flames my opponent, hit them for 5. Soul Sisters would be able to absorb that. Death and Taxes, I think I have some life gain in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Absent Evolution has Kitchen Finks combo, so they would be gaining life. Merfolk would just counter this. Would hurt the black deck. So that's 10 points I dealt to my opponent. So the deck is working now, kind of. But it feels still slow. It doesn't feel cohesive. Anyway, these 2 can attack. So actually Clothis can attack too. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 domains, so all those 3 can attack. They've got to chump block 3 creatures. Soul Sisters, that's not that hard because of all the tokens. With Death and Taxes, it's a little trickier, but one of these would get blinked so it wouldn't attack. One of these would get blocked and that creature would get blinked so it wouldn't do anything. Absent Evolution, Bant Nightfall, and Bant 4 Swords by now should have Path to Exile and they can pass something. And of course Burn. This deck should do good against Burn, but it doesn't. It's not fast enough. Burn's just like blah blah blah, lightning helix. Screw the critics. Lightning helix. Screw the critics. Are you dead yet? You dead yet, motherfucker? This is, my Bant Burn deck, which I'm planning to upgrade that. I'm going to take out the Eidolons and put in the Roiling Vortex. So anyway, let's break this down. So I definitely keep the fetch lands. I definitely keep the shock lands. I don't know about those guys. They're not worth anything, so why would I just put it? Definitely keep. Who knows? Probably keep. Probably keep. Who knows? Definitely keep. Probably keep. Yeah. It's always good to have another set of lightning bolts, and I love those lightning helixes. This I might actually put into Nalia. Nalia needs a bit more flying, and this is kind of great. 3, and yes, this should not be in the deck. It's not part of any of the deck lists I looked at. I just wanted a bit more oomph. I just wanted to play something else, and I've never actually had it in play. Of course, the last time I played this deck was last year. No. This past spring. Before spring, because it was cold. It was cold outside, so probably March. So 6 months was the last time I played this deck. Definitely keep the fetch lands. I'll probably keep these guys just because they're fucking worthless. And if I try this deck again, if I try this idea again, I will want them. So I'll probably keep those just for that reason, just because I want them. This guy, so he's worth about 100 crowns in foil and trade. Probably worth more if I sell him myself on MKM. If I build a domain deck again, I'm definitely going to want him. So have to think about this. Have to really... And I don't know about the triumphs. I've got enough triumphs for all my commander decks. Let's see. I've got Savai, Rogren, and what's the other one? I haven't found it yet. Because I'm building Saskia. She's the next deck I have that could use a Triumph. Of course, Nalia is 2-color. These are 15 euros each. And I managed to get it pull a playset. No seller had 4 of them for a reasonable price. So instead of paying 25 euros a piece for a set of 4, paying 100 euros, I elected to pay 15 euros plus 2 shipping, 10 euros plus 3 for ship, you know. So they all cost about 15 euros each average. Some of them are not pure near mint, a couple of them are EX, but I saved about 20 euros buying them piecemeal. No. Yeah. 60, 15 times 4, 6, yeah, 40. I saved about 40 euros. I'm probably lying to myself. I probably saved about 30 euro, which is still decent, by buying them piecemeal, but it was annoying. It's just that nobody had a playset for a reasonable price. So now I have a playset, so I could be the one. I could sell them, and I could be the one charged premium. You want my playset? My playset's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you money. Alright, let's look at these triumphs. So that can go in Saskia if I felt like it. Black, red, white. That could not go in Saskia if I felt like it because it has blue. That could not go in Saskia if I felt like it because it has blue. So, So it lands, at least the shocks and the fetches definitely keep. Everything, I don't know. I didn't like these Tribal Flames at first. I did not like the art. I like the art on the new, I guess it's Iconic Masters old. It's some master set. They reprinted Tribal Flames. Maybe it's Dominators. Anyway, they got reprinted. I like the art better, but the foil treatment is garbage. The foil treatment is shit. I don't like it. So I got these. Because even though I don't like the art as much, the foil treatment is better. It looks better. The card doesn't look like trash. You know, Wizards needs to quit printing cards that look like trash. Start giving us some, good quality like they used to. It used to be, I mean, you pick up any card from Revised and you put it next to a card from today, and the card from today feels a little bit thinner. it's more likely to have some kind of defect. Now, I don't consider offset printing to be a defect. That that was the problem back in Revised, is most cards were offset to some degree. Either too far left, too far down, too far up, something. But a lot of them were offset to some degree. So what do I do with these? Grill Spellbreakers, not worth a goddamn. General Ferris Rockerick, not worth a goddamn. Knight of Autumn, probably not worth a goddamn. It's always, the cards that make the deck work. Not worth a goddamn. The cards that make it that deck, usually. Sometimes that's not the case. Now the sideboard. So maybe these are still worth something. Probably not, because they got reprinted, and I don't know who the hell plays them. I'll find out. These are cool. So my friend Ren, when I first started the idea that became this deck. So I had an Absent deck, and it had Duran, and what I was trying to do is just have green-white multicolored creatures and Wilt Leaf Leech. And Ren said, hey, why don't you run Dryad Militant? I said, what's that? I forgot what it does. And he said, well, it exiles instants or sorceries. And it's a 2/1 for 1. Oh, okay, great. So got 4 of those foil. Again, piecemeal. Nobody had 4. It's annoying that some things like this nobody has 4 of on MKM for a reasonable price. Maybe that's the thing. Because they do have 4, they don't have to charge a reasonable price. I've got 4 of these guys. Are these foil? Yeah, these are foil Abrupt Decay, so they're worth something, but I will use them. I love Abrupt Decay. I use Abrupt Decay all the time. In fact, in the Squirrel deck, the slot in this box, this deck is making way for, will have black-green squirrels. And that deck, so I need 4 Chatterfang, 4 Woodland Cemetery, 4 Bloodstained Mire. Yes, Bloodstained Mire, because my Jund deck has 4 Verdant Catacombs. The Jund deck doesn't care if it has Catacombs or Mires. Doesn't give a shit. So Mires are cheaper. So if I get the Mires, give it to Jund, take the Catacombs, give it to Squirrels, I'm good. I don't know if I want 2 or 4 Overgrown Tombs. I'm thinking 2 is enough. The way I've been playing on Arena is I have this blooming marsh, this land that, as long as you don't control more than 2 other land, I don't use them in paper, so I don't care what it does. Arena lets me know if I can play it or not. So anyway, I have one of those. I have 4 Woodland Cemetery. I have 2 Swamps, and I have 3 Fabled Passage. And the deck is highly effective. It's really good. I don't need that much black, because the black, at first, it was only for Chatterfang, Unearth, and Go for the Throat. Now it's also for Valley Rotcaller, because I started introducing Valley Rotcaller into the deck. I'll show you that deck later. I'll talk about that deck later. But anyway, it does need Overgrown Tomb. These are fun. These are good in Commander. Kira, the Great Glass Spinner. I don't know where the hell I'm going to put Kira now. I just thought, if I run into something that's targeting my creatures, it's a 5-color deck, I can run Kira. Well, I don't know. So anyway, I didn't do what I said I was going to do, and show you what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to trade, what I'm going to sell, because I don't know. Now I'm looking at it, and of course, I want to keep it all. But I don't need to keep it all. I need to make sure, so the triumphs, I need to make sure I have at least, so I don't think I have this one, so I need to keep that for the art, because I do not have a blue, red, white commander deck. It's gonna fucking time. Okay, there we go. I should have taken a drink while I was pausing the video, but I'm gonna now. So anyway, I would keep that one for the art. This one, I have Modratha. Modratha is black, blue, green, but I believe she has the alternate art. I wanted one, just for personal reasons, not for any deck. I want one of the set foil, and I want one of the collector's edition special foil. I think I have all of those, but I'm not sure. Probably, like I said, I don't have a blue, red, white commander deck, so I probably don't have Aragon Triumph. Zagoth. I know Modratha has a Zagoth Triumph, and I believe it's the alternate, so I would need to keep this so I have the art. This, well, those are Edgar's colors, and Edgar definitely has Savai Triumph, and I'm pretty damn sure it's the collector's edition. It's special, so I would need to keep this for the art. So those I can't sell. The Triumphs I probably can't sell. Let's take a look at Shocklands. What Shocklands can I sell? I pretty much just have one of any given Shockland. I thought I was missing the Hollowed Fountain for the Brega rebuild, but I found out I do have it. I do have a Hollowed Fountain. So here's an Overgrown Tomb. I have this one extra right now after taking this apart, and I have the second Return to Ravnica, whatever the fuck it's called, probably just Return to Ravnica. I don't like it when the arts don't match in a deck, so I would need to get one or the other for the squirrels. So anyway, Overgrown Tomb, Hollow, Steam, Stomp. Yeah, and some of my lands aren't that great. I mean, this Stomping Ground, or the Steam Vents, it's seen some play. I don't know how well this is coming across, but yeah. The Steam Vents has been stomped on. Breeding Pool, Temple Garden, Sacred Foundry, okay. And then for Shocklands, or Fetch Lands, should have 3 Windswept Heath, 3 Wooded Foothills, and then a random assortment of other ones based on what I had available at the time. So, obviously the Fetch Lands, eventually I'll find a deck for them. That's never a problem. Like Scalding Tarn, I was thinking about building Purple Prowess. I was thinking about building Sheldon Aries of Ruhan. So that would definitely be needed. Misty Rainforest. So I've got 2 flats, 1 forest, 1 delta, Tarn. So I don't have a playset of anything. I just have this random assortment of lands. O.P. Scalding. And then all this. So the lands I'll keep. What about this other stuff? Engineered Explosives? Maybe they're worth something and I can sell them. He's not worth a damn anymore. They're not worth anything. Okay, yeah. Time to stop boring you. Time to load this and just go look on Cherny Ortiz and MKM and see what is worth what. Because some of the cards I say I'll keep, if the price is high enough, I'll go ahead and list it for sale because the price is high enough. If it's more than I paid by a decent margin, then might as well do it. And they're all going to get reprinted anyway. All these got reprinted. Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath, all that shit got reprinted. And it's going to get reprinted. We know that, don't we?